New today, Governor Greg Abbott announcing that he has tested negative for the virus just 4 days after testing positive for COVID-19. New details of the convenience store shooting in Mission that left one dead and another injured.
McAllen police were trying to serve a warrant for a recent burglary. Where you see behind me that the road is still currently closed because of the flooding. The pandemic is not the only thing affecting farmers and crops. In fact, here in South Texas, the drought is actually making matters worse. Former President Donald Trump and Governor Greg Abbott are calling what's happening along the border a very dangerous problem. Just a few steps away is a Donna migrant facility in which DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says that the number of unaccompanied migrant children has lowered to what it was just a few months ago.
How long could it be before the changes President Biden pitched in his plan go into effect?
Talk to me a little bit about the frustration now involving the band director.
The Supreme Court announcing today the Texas heartbeat bill will remain in effect, but plans on hearing challenges on November 1st.
Standing waters like this can attract thousands of mosquitoes. And not only can visitors see the animals, they can get up close and even feed giraffes like these.
I love that song, Jolene, so I love what she did with the vaccine.
Oh yeah, you want to do that again?
I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen if I did get it.
Jose Chavez is a 17-year-old from Brownsville, and earlier this year, Jose received a double lung transplant after fighting COVID-19 for 4 months.
They told me I had a 99% chance of making out of surgery, so there was still that 1% chance of something going wrong. So.
With the virus being so unpredictable, Jose's family was living in constant fear of what could happen next.
Nosotros no sabemos cómo tratarlo, qué podemos darles.
Ana Chavez is Jose's mother, who says doctors would tell her they had to take this disease day by day since there's no medication to cure it. Jose underwent the surgery at the age of 16, and he is thought to be the youngest COVID patient in the world to have undergone the surgical procedure, according to doctors at Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center in Houston. One of Jose's doctors says there was fear of reinfection.
It was a fear that just even a small particle of the virus left behind could reinfect the new lungs and then affect them.
Jose says he's feeling much better, and Dr. Lohr says he's impressed by how quickly he recovered considering the state he was in.
He actually got back in the saddle pretty quickly. He got up, he started working with physical therapy, and his recovery definitely was faster than I would have anticipated.
This is some video of Jose right after surgery, and now that he's been given a second chance at life, he says he wants to give back to the community.
I wanted to be a surgeon, so now I really want to become a surgeon. Because I've noticed that, especially with the ECMO, there isn't much resources down here in Brownsville. And the people who are getting more affected are down here.
And through it all, Jose is staying positive and recovering with the help of his family. Working for you in Brownsville, I'm Karina Vargas.
When our administration began, we inherited a system that had been torn down and dismantled.
DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says that the number of unaccompanied migrant children has drastically lowered in just a couple months.
This facility, rather than approximately 3,700 unaccompanied children, there are 334.
Mayorkas says it's a major improvement to the 3,700 migrant children just last month, with their main priority reuniting the children with their families here in the U.S.
Border Patrol Station is no place for a child, but the children belong in the shelter of Health and Human Services and in the care of Health and Human Services as they are being united with their parents, their relatives.
When processing the migrant children, one congresswoman says that they're changing for the better.
That now the way that programs are being developed, they're being developed by evidence-based guidelines. And that is something that is absolutely critical to ensure that the detainees and the children are being treated fairly, humanely.
And as for the long-term solution, Mayorkas says that they're working on passing immigration reform.
We will build legal processes for them to come here to the United States when they are qualified to do so under the laws that Congress has passed.
Working for you in Donna, I'm Karina Vargas.
A lot of the parents' concerns are like, what if my child gets sick? What am I going to do, miss work? What is going to happen to the daycare?
Mary Capetillo, owner of All About Kids Learning Center, says that they're reintroducing COVID safety measures now that the Delta strain has reached the valley.
We're going to start mandating the way it was before. Temperatures, if they have a cough or a fever, we're going to notify the parents.
Aside from sanitation and social distancing, Capetillo adds that while it's been difficult having kids wearing their mask, she says if cases get worse, it's something they're also going to implement.
It was very difficult because we would take them outside and they couldn't last with the mask. It was like they couldn't breathe. So a lot of the kids now are adjusted.
Right now, children ages 12 and under cannot receive the COVID-19 vaccine until approved by the FDA and CDC. But when the time comes, Capetillo says parents are still hesitant.
Me personally, I do recommend it for everybody's safety because we don't know where everybody goes. We don't know who has it. We don't know who wears masks. And, we have to think of the kids and us ourselves.
Capetillo says while she can't force her staff or the parents to get vaccinated, she urges them to consider it. She adds most of her staff is vaccinated, and when it comes to keeping the kids safe, they are still maintaining distance.
We put everybody 6 feet apart, and we do them by age groups. So if I have more than 12, from 3 to 7, we put them in another room.
Capetillo says safety is their #1 priority and will continue to follow COVID guidelines. Working for you in Ed Couch, I'm Karina Vargas.